Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie, and today we're going to take you on another adventure, and that is picking my hot peppers. Now, the last video that I did that I'll link up above was where we went and harvested all my sweet peppers and talked about the different varieties. There's about 10 of those, and I have 30 different varieties that I'm growing, and the rest of them are hot peppers. Now, just a little bit of an introduction to why this is going to be unusual for me is I am not a pepper lover. Even with sweet peppers, it has to be a really good tasting pepper for me to really like it. And I've just recently in my old age started to learn to like them more. But hot peppers, jalapenos are a little too hot for me. So you can kind of tell where I am on liking hot peppers. But my brother had convinced me to grow a bunch of different peppers for him so he could trial them. He does love hot peppers. And so all of these peppers are his choices. And I'd like to go through them and show you which ones I actually ended up liking and which ones I'll grow again and which ones will not be grown again at all. So let's start with my very favorite one. Now I'll put a card up on the screen for each pepper so you can kind of see a little bit about them and a little bit about the Scoville units on each one. Now this one is a Chimayo. I absolutely love this pepper. Now it's about as hot as a jalapeno, but it's only as hot as a jalapeno above the level of my thumb. So this is where the heat is located. And I, who don't like heat, can actually snack on the bottom half of this pepper. And they are absolutely delicious. So these are a great pepper. I'm going to be drying these and making a powder out of them. And if it ends up being too hot for me, then I can gift it, give it to my brother, give it to my kids who also love hot peppers. But it's a beautiful, beautiful pepper, and I'm so glad I found this, and this is one that I will continue to grow. Beautiful peppers. Now the next one on my list isn't technically classified as a hot pepper. These are big gym peppers. They have a lot of heat for me, but they are really, really good. What I've decided to do with them and what I've been doing with them is to roast them and skin them and use them as roasted peppers. Now they are really actually, I mean, when I do it that way, they do have a little bit of heat, but I've been using them in my salsas and they are really good. So they've got excellent flavor. Typically, from what I've read, you typically use these when they're green. I've got a spider in there, but they can be used red. And they're really, really pretty when they're red. Now the next pepper that I want to talk about was kind of like, I don't know, it felt like, now that I've learned about it, it feels like a little bit of a scam to me, but maybe it's not. But these are called, they were sold to me as Sriracha peppers. Now they are gorgeous. They look an awful lot like cayenne peppers to me, but supposedly they were sold so that I can make Sriracha sauce. Now I don't like hot peppers, but I do love this sauce. So we're going to save these, freeze them until I get enough, along with some red jalapenos, and see if I can make some sauce and see if I like it. Supposedly these are not extremely hot. I'll put a card up so you can see what the Scoville units are on it, but it's extremely productive, and they are beautiful peppers. Now my plant that is having the hardest time is my jalapeno pepper. Now I've already made all the salsa that I need. I had actually enough to make salsa, but I am going to be letting these turn red so that I can make Sriracha sauce out of them. Now the rest of these peppers are pretty hot, and I don't know if my brother's going to like me telling this story, but he came the other day and was actually able to sample some of these peppers. Now this gorgeous one right here, let's pick some and show you all the different colors. Look at the colors on this. This is a Griff 9238. I'll show the card that shows the Scoville units on these, but these are really, really hot. My brother ate a red one and he had a really, really hard time with it. It was just, yeah, it was hot enough that he actually had a hard time with it. So let's get these picked. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, but we'll pick them, and I'm sure somebody would want them. Now I have a couple of next door neighbors to the Griff 9238, and I haven't, my brother didn't taste these, and I haven't tasted them. But this is a Mirasol. It's a really gorgeous pepper, but it's supposed to be kind of hot. Now another neighbor here, which is just a really, really beautiful, prolific pepper. This is the Hawaiian sweet. It is definitely not sweet, it's quite hot, but they're a really good pepper, and I think I'm going to be drying these to make hot pepper powder. And that way I can send that to my brother. Now another thing I can use these beautiful peppers for is hot sauce. So we'll see what we're going to do with them. I'll probably freeze them until I decide. Now next to the Hawaiian sweet is another New Mex pepper like the Big Jim. But this one's Sandia, which is supposed to be a lot hotter than the Big Jim. But they are nice sized peppers. They're quite good looking, and this is probably another one that I'll gift to somebody who can use hot peppers. Now I made a mistake with the last one. The last one was actually the Hatch Lumbre, which is another New Mex variety that is hot. But this is Sandia, and I think the Sandia is going to be hotter than the Hatch Lumbre and hotter than the Big Jim. But these are also bigger peppers, and they're really, really pretty. So these are more that I'm going to need to gift to other people. Now way back here, these little peppers right here, I've got to see if I have any ripe ones. These are the ones that started the whole project with my brother. These are the Picante Calabrese or Calabrian peppers. My brother really, really wanted to try these. Now these are not normally used until they are fully ripe and red. Matter of fact, they say that the peppers should start to wrinkle on the vine for the best flavor. So we have a beautiful red one right here that's not wrinkling yet. So we're just going to leave this on the vine just a little bit longer and see how it turns out. But look how big these are getting. These are starting to ripen too. They can get pretty large. So there is a powder or a sauce or something like that that are made with these Calabrian peppers, and I'm going to try that. Now we have another absolutely gorgeous pepper. This is called Fidalga Roxa. I've got some ripe red ones down here that I'm just not quite sure what to do with these. I guess they're pink, so let's pick a few and show you the colors. Now these are also supposed to be extremely hot. So we'll see what, I'll read about them and see if there's something that we can make with them, or maybe these are just more that I will gift. Now deep in here, we have another one. This is supposed to be Berebere Coffee. Now, I think that's what this one is supposed to be. Let's see if I can find the tag on this one, because this is not looking like the Berebere Coffee, but it's a beautiful pepper. Look how gorgeous that is. Okay, so it's getting dark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest my peppers, and then we're going to go through which are which. But before it gets completely dark, my camera seems to have pretty good, night capabilities. I'm going to show you all the peppers, then I'll harvest them, and then we'll show you them indoors. But it turns out this is an Aleppo, Scoville units of 10,000. Not even going to try it, but it's an absolutely gorgeous pepper. So let me show you what the rest of them are, and then we'll get harvesting. Now next to the Aleppo are these absolutely gorgeous Berebere Coffee. These are also very hot peppers. Too hot for me. We'll probably gift these, but they're gorgeous. The next one that I wanted to show you is another beautiful pepper. These are the Ahi Panca. I'm not seeing any ripe ones yet. They're also brown like the Berebere Coffee, but I'll see if I can find any that are ripe. But they're really, really beautiful pepper, and they're very, very hot. Now I did eat one. I tasted one at the base, and the base seemed like the Chimayo, where it wasn't that hot, but when you got about a third of the way up, that's when the heat kicked in. And then the last one is this absolutely gorgeous pepper. This is the Scarlet's Chilli. My brother said that this one, the purple part, is as hot as the Griff 9238. They turn a beautiful red. Let me see, I know there's black widows in here, so we've got to be really careful of these. This is what they look like when they're ripe. This is what they look like when they're not ripe. And it's got a gorgeous variegated foliage. Now the last one that I'm going to show you is my hottest pepper. Beautiful, beautiful peppers. I actually got one, let's see. There's a few that are almost ripe. Now these are the Sugar Rush Peach. These were my choice. I know they're extremely hot, but what I want to do is I want to make a Sugar Rush Peach and peach hot sauce. I watched somebody online make one of that and they said it was so delicious and the heat wasn't intolerable, so we're going to try it. And if we don't like it, we can always gift it. Now I'm going to finish the harvest, but it's getting dark enough that I think we'll probably have to finish this video tomorrow. So let me finish harvesting and then I'll show you what the harvest looks like. So it's another day. I finished all of my harvest of my hot peppers except for one. Now I'll show you a picture of everything that I harvested yesterday in my basket. The colors are a little off. I thought they were really gorgeous, but that was my camera doing a night shot. It was pretty dark, but it made them look so pretty. But I have them all laid out on my counter, so I'll show you those. But there's one more pepper we've got to harvest. It's one that I forgot that I had, but it's in my green stock. It was one of my extra peppers, and I guess it's one that I had forgotten to plant up in my gardens, and that's the Bode Amarelo. And it is tiny. It's a tiny little fireball. Let me show you what it looks like. So I have a lot of huge peppers, but look at the size of this. This is ripe. This is a Bode Amarelo. Let's get it over here so you can see it. It's a pretty little pepper. Its Scoville units are about 30,000. So for some people that's not hot. For me that's really hot. Now I did foolishly take a bite of one just to see what it tasted like. It took me a while to recover. It was pretty hot for even such a little tiny fruit. So it took me a while to recover even from such a tiny little fruit. But it's kind of it's another one of those with the citrusy flavor. I'm not exactly sure what you would do with this. They're so small, but they do pack a punch. Now I've got a bunch of them on this plant. They're really cute. But let's go add this to our pile and show you all the hot peppers that I have. So here's all my peppers laid out. Let's quickly go over the varieties and a little bit about what I've read that you use them for. So this is the Berebere Coffee. Supposedly, now this is a really, really hot one. It's I'll put the card up so I don't have to remember the Scoville units for each one. But from what I've read, these work out really good dehydrated or made into a paste. This is the Sandia. It's a New Mex hot pepper. This is pretty hot. It burns quite a bit. But this is another one where you can let them turn red and dry them, or you can roast them. And I think what I'm going to do is roast them if I don't give them away. This right here is the hottest of my New Mex varieties. This is the Hatch Lumbre. It's pretty hot. This is another one that you can dry and powder, or you can roast them. So this is one that I will probably give away because it's a little too hot for me. These are the Big Jims. They just have a little bit of spice to them. They're really good, and you can use these either as a red one where you dehydrate it and powder it, or you can roast them. And I think I'm going to roast these and freeze these. This one, as I was reading, my brother chose all the varieties, so I wasn't sure about them, but this is an Aleppo pepper. They're supposed to be picked when they're red. And from what I've read, they're a very specialty pepper out of Syria. And what you do is you dehydrate them most of the way, remove the seeds, dehydrate them most of the way, then add a little bit of salt and a tiny bit of oil, mix those all together after you've ground them up, and then dehydrate it the rest of the way. And it's supposed to make a most amazing spice. So we're absolutely going to do that and try that out. They are a pretty hot pepper. It may end up being too hot for me, but this is definitely something that I can give to family members. Now these are the Scarlet's chili, and they are extremely hot. I'll show you a picture that I took of them all lined up of all the different color variations. I don't know if you can see the variations on this one, but they are absolutely gorgeous. They turn all sorts of different colors. Got this dark purple. Got the red. They're just really beautiful peppers, but they're extremely hot. Now, it was after my brother ate a purple one of these peppers that he actually threw up. Now, to be fair, he had eaten one of these first, and we'll go over what these are. Exceptionally hot. He had also eaten a Calabrian pepper that's not that hot, but it has a little bit of heat. He had eaten the Ahi Panca, which is also not very hot, but it is a little bit hot. And he ate that, plus a bunch of other green peppers and a couple of more really hot peppers. And that's when he threw up. But it was this one that did him in at the end. He said the hottest one was the purple form of this one, of the Scarlet's chili. Now, the plant is absolutely gorgeous. I showed you a picture of the foliage a little bit earlier. And I'm not really sure what to do with these peppers. They're extremely hot. I don't know if you dry them and powder them, and I'd love to have suggestions because these will probably be given away if I don't have any suggestions for that. This is the Ahi Panca, and from what I've heard, now these are really good. The flavor is really great. It's got a little bit of a smoky flavor with some fruity overtones, and the bottom half of them is not that hot. It's the top half that gets pretty hot. And it's not extremely hot. I can still eat them and not die. Now, the color is absolutely gorgeous. It's really hard to tell indoors. Maybe I'll take some more of these outdoors and show you. But the color is this beautiful brown color. And from what I've heard, you make a paste out of these. Out of the ahi peppers make really great paste. So I may look up a recipe and try that. Now, my Sugar Rush peach, this was my choice. I planted these because I absolutely want to make a peach and Sugar Rush peach hot sauce. From what I've heard, it's absolutely delicious, and the peaches cut the heat a little bit. We'll see how it works, but I've got peaches that are getting ripe. They're starting to size up and change color a little bit. I'm really excited, so I've been freezing a bunch of these in preparation for that. These right here are very hot. This is Fidalga Roxa. Absolutely a gorgeous pepper. Let's see if we can get the color in here. They turn that beautiful color. They also have this color on them. This is another stage. Just beautiful, beautiful peppers, but they're extremely hot, and I don't know what to do with these. I think these, I tried looking up recipes and everything, and from what it looks like, it's like just a novelty to have. If you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear about it. Now we have our little Bode Amarillo. We have our Bode Amarelo, and I don't know what to do with those, but they're kind of pretty. This is the Calabrian pepper. This is the one that my brother wanted for the powder, I think it is. Now, Now, these were picked a little bit early because I didn't realize you had to wait until they were wrinkled to pick them. And so I'm going to leave the rest of them on the vine until they're wrinkled. These will stay in the fridge until they're ready. And I think you can pack them in oil, or you can dehydrate them and then make different things with them. They're supposed to be a really good specialty pepper, so we're going to try that out, especially for my brother. My brother was really wanting those. These right here are the fake Sriracha with, I think one of them is a jalapeno, and the jalapeno turned out looking like these. But these will make the Sriracha sauce. We went through that one, so let's start down here now. Now these are ones that I'm a little confused on. These are probably also Sriracha, so I think I have a couple of piles of Sriracha, but they were looking a little bit different. So these are either the Mirasol or the Sriracha, but I think they're probably Sriracha. These right here are Griff 9238. They also have absolutely gorgeous colors. They are gorgeous peppers. They start out with the purple, turn orange, and then they just gradually turn to this dark red. Beautiful, beautiful peppers, but this is one of the hotter peppers that I have. And I'll, as I said, I'll have that card up there so you can see what the Scoville units are. And my brother said the flavor is excellent, but this is another one that seems to be a novelty pepper that I really don't know what to do with. I think it's a Chinense, Capsicum Chinense. So if anybody has any ideas what to do with these, let me know. Otherwise, these will probably be given away. These are my Hawaiian sweet. These I will be probably doing a fermented hot sauce with. They're really, really good peppers. Now I might have a couple of different varieties in here. I'm not sure because they're shaped a little bit different. But these are great peppers, very hot, hotter than I like, but I think they'll make an excellent hot sauce, especially fermented hot sauce. Now these are my favorite ones. As I was telling you a little bit earlier when I was picking them, up to about the point where my thumb is sweet and very fruity and delicious. It's absolutely got an excellent flavor. And then above that is quite hot. It took me about an hour to recover from it. If you are a hot pepper lover, you would not count these as hot, but I think they're hot. But these are a specialty pepper that you dehydrate. So I've got a bunch of those already dehydrated, and then I'll make a powder out of them. These are the Mirasol. Another name is Ahi Mirasol. So this is another ahi pepper, and these also will make a great paste. And they say you can actually mix the Ahi Mirasol and the Ahi Panca together and make a really great paste out of them. So we're going to try that. So here's an overview of all my hot pepper varieties. Now I thought I had a total of 30 pepper varieties, that included my sweet peppers. Now, there's 17 of these and 10 of the others, so that's 27 varieties. Then I remembered that my chocolate butla, which is a scorpion, well, is it a scorpion pepper? Ghost pepper? I think it's a ghost pepper. That one did not germinate, even though I had 18 seeds that I tried germinating, so it was just a bad batch of seeds. Another one that didn't germinate was Hengliao Supernova. Now that was a specialty pepper that my brother was really excited about and was really disappointed in that it didn't germinate. It's the progeny of a pepper that was sent into outer space to see if they could influence the pepper flavor by gravity. It's kind of a weird thing, another novelty pepper, but that one also didn't germinate. I think it's been a lot of fun, and it's turned me into a little bit more of a pepper person. There are definitely peppers that I'm going to be trying again. I'm absolutely not going to be doing this many in the future, but the ones I'm definitely going to be growing again. I always need to have the jalapeno for my salsas because I think that the jalapeno flavor goes great in my salsas. Plus the red jalapenos can be made into the sriracha sauce. And now that I know that, I'm not going to buy the specialty peppers. I'll just use the red jalapenos for that. We're going to absolutely do the Chimayo because I think the flavor is amazing on those. We're also going to grow the Big Jim, which technically is not a hot pepper, but for me it's a hot pepper. I think the flavor is really good for that. The Hawaiian sweet is, depending on how the hot sauce turns out, we'll probably grow that one again. And then the sweet peppers. I absolutely love I still can't pronounce it, Aconcagua pepper, the large bell. The chocolate cherry is amazing. The Cubanelle is also amazing. We're going to have to start choosing there because I don't want to always have a ton of peppers. Another pepper that I didn't grow this year that I will absolutely grow next year because I've grown it in the past and use it a lot is the paprika, just the regular paprika long pepper, not the hot one, the sweet paprika. I still have a lot dried from last year, so I didn't grow it this year. And then I love banana peppers, and I grew a ton last year and was able to jar up enough for at least 2 years. So we're going to grow banana peppers again too. So there's a lot of different peppers that I'm going to be growing. We're just not going to grow the 28 to 30 varieties that we did this year. Now, I would love to hear your favorite varieties. Are there some peppers that I need to try that I haven't tried that might change my mind and make me grow more? I'd love to hear about that and love to hear what you're growing in your gardens. So hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If it has been helpful, I hope you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and go have a wonderful garden adventure.